Are you tired of feeling like you're always waiting for motivation to arrive? You know, sometimes it's like trying to catch a wave with a fishing rod, and just as the sea waves crash and retreat, so does your motivation. You're right, my name is Daz and welcome to Stories for the Subconscious, where I want to help people to reprogram their subconscious minds so that they can basically reprogram their life. Now, I do apologise today, I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but I can't turn this freaking light down. This Elgato thing, I've got it with a Stream Deck and this Elgato light, all fancy equipment what I've paid quite a bit of wonga for, but I'll tell you what, once it updates, it no longer recognises my light, so I'm stuck with it on lizard tank mode, so it might look like I'm in a bit of a vivarium. I do apologise, it's actually fucking hurting my eyes. But anyway, here we go. I want to apologise as well if you can hear a lot of squeaking. It's this chair. This chair was meant to support your back. I've got it because I do, my back hurts sometimes, especially when I sat on a computer all day at work. And I paid quite a bit of money for it, and all it does now is squeak. So I don't know if you've heard that. You might have heard that in my previous videos, but that squeak, what you can hear, it's not me. I don't just squeak every now and again. It's my chair. It's overpriced rubbish. I won't say what brand it is and everything like that. I'm not going to get into anything like that. But it's fucking annoying. In this episode, we're going to be looking at why applying self-discipline is far more beneficial than relying on motivation as a standalone. And make sure you stick around until the end as well, because I'll be sharing with you a little Brucey bonus tip on how to get the bowling ball rolling into the self-discipline pins. Anyway, let's crack on, shall we? Oh, I'm feeling super motivated because I'm under the influence of that first sip of alcohol. Or I'm high on caffeine. I've received some great news. Or it's just because I'm in a good mood. Or I've just watched and listened to a real motivational podcast or video from one of my favourite speakers that always gets me chomping at the bit and rearing to go with that big dramatic music, or I've listened to some songs that really hype me up and get me super motivated. Does this sound familiar? When I was young, I remember watching Rocky IV and getting really super motivated to work out. Do you know, a few poor form press-ups here and there, a bit of a skip and a few shitty shadow punches what I can't do, to the tune of There's No Easy Way Out. Then, after that, I'd go for a run, join a boxing club after watching Rocky. Did that motivation last? Did it fuck? And believe me, I quit that boxing club. Do you know what? Because it was actually fucking very hard. Rocky made it look easy. Or sometimes we can get some new gym wear and some go fast trainers. Perhaps you got that bit of kit and now you want to start exercising, going to the gym, running every single morning, eating only 600 calories a day to super burn that blubber with intensity and speed. Even nick a large shot of turmeric so you can shit yourself mid-afternoon for the extra disposal of calories, eh? You're going to be beach body ready in no time. Heck, might as even well create an Insta account as well, especially for fitness, so I can track my goals and have my ego stroked as well. Oh, who doesn't love their ego stroked by a bit of Insta? Oh, you're doing well, keep it up. Whoa, hey. 4 weeks later arrives and you're sat down on the couch, miserable as sin. You've got your gym knickers on and you've sat there crying into a bowl of dry chicken and broccoli. What the fuck happened, you ask yourself? Where did all that lovely motivation go? Somewhere over the rainbow. Wait, am I allowed to say that on YouTube? It's not the actual fucking song. I don't want to be copyrighted or whatever it is. That's my version, surely. Somewhere over the rainbow. There we go. Bit better. Oh, someone wants to be in luck. Someone wants to be involved. He says, what are you up to? Get out of it, trying to stick your tongue in my mouth. So all he does is get out of it. He wants to, you want to come on the video to see what Dad's talking about? Dad's talking about Motivation. Have you got any motivation? He says, yes, I have, because it's nearly tea time, and then after that we go for a walk, don't we? So I'm motivated for that. Look in the camera. There he is. This is Eddie. Eddie the Dachshund. You might have seen him on my previous video, what I did as well, but he's come back again. Look, he wants to get involved. Get out. He wants to get involved again. Go on then, you're going to have to go down for a bit. Come on. I'll tell you where that lovely motivation went. Well, it went and fucked off to fuckery land, didn't it? Because you never doubled it down and added a bit of self-discipline. Well, did you? Eh? And I tell you what else was a big mistake. Buying that PE kit was about 50 times too small for you. It's not a great look spandex when you're morbidly obese. And when you see yourself in the mirror looking like a fluorescent hot air balloon, like fuck, that is going to motivate you. That's going to make you fucking miserable. Every frigging year down the seafront, because I live near the sea, you see? And people walk in or run in their super bright running trainers and their luminous skin type PE kit that looks like it's been painted on. It looks like you've entered the Teletubby land. You know, each one trying to out bright and out tight each other. You need your fucking sunglasses on just to cope. Now, I'm not trying to fat shame here, as I've been drastically overweight myself before. But do you know what I didn't do? I didn't buy expose gym wear that was ill-fitting and 50 times too small. As I knew that wouldn't help my situation, you know. I'd feel a right div, my confidence would be dropping below sea level. Yeah, it'll draw attention to me, but for all the wrong reasons. So just buy comfortable, but also the right fitting gym clothing until you're ready for the next sizes down. It's highly advisable for your sanity and everyone else's. People, fatness isn't an illness. You've literally eaten yourself into that position. You don't always get what you want in life, but you always get more of what you are. So if you want to act like a round coffee table, all stationary, laid in position in front of the tailwise to your vision, with your snacks all over you, then so shall it be. You're a coffee table. Anyway, let's try and get back on track with this video. Here comes the motivation chain. Woohoo! Choo-choo! And it's gone again. The next motivation train is due at Station Disappointment Central with a last stop at May Never Arrive Again. Now don't get me wrong, motivation is great to use in the present moment or for planning and moving forward with the plans. But you've got to remember, please remember, it's not enough on its own. The only time it's enough on its own is when you're using a pain factor as motivation, because then you can always go back to that pain response and think to yourself, you know, this could spur me on. Say it might have been a relationship breakdown or your partner cheated or something like that. You could really use that as a motivation, but just relying on motivation to come for no reason, good luck, because it's fleeting. It might never come again. It might do here and there, but I ain't going to wait for it. Because motivation is an emotional response that encourages you to take action, but it's not sustainable in the long term because it always won't be around. It's fleeting in nature and comes and goes in and out like the weather and like the sea. You know, one day sunny, the next day wind and rain, or where I live, one day sun, 6 days rain. One day sun and 6 days rain. Ooh, what an emotional drain. But once motivation fades away, and it will, we'll often find ourselves back to where we started, feeling demotivated and discouraged. If you're going to rely solely on motivation to get things done, the reality is that you might not get a lot done at all in the long run. Yeah, it can be considered quite easy to get motivated once you're up for it and once you're in the mood for it. But are you always up for it and are you always in the mood for it? I seriously doubt it. Now let's discuss why adding self-discipline to your life and routine, it can dramatically increase your chances of success in whatever you do or whatever you may be pursuing. Creating self-discipline is paramount to achieving and having better quantities of success, and it will massively help towards you sticking towards a daily routine. And actually you can weave motivation in and out the self-discipline when it is there to give it that extra boost. You see, self-discipline is the ability to do what we need to do even when we don't feel like it. It requires pushing ourselves to take action regardless of our emotional state, regardless of how we feel. I've created an exercise routine now and I've been going quite well with it with weeks, and my diet as well. Do I always feel like sticking to it? No. Do I always feel like exercising when I get up? No. But I keep going. I keep doing, because it's doing the things even when you don't feel like it. That's what true self-discipline is. It's a mindset, it's a habit that we cultivate through consistent practice. It's about setting small achievable goals and working towards them every day, even when we don't feel motivated. Because self-discipline compels us to keep going, to push past our beliefs and to persevere through tough times. And if you can keep going with this and crack that self-discipline code, it will become much more easier in the long run. It really will. Self-discipline is an essential driving factor towards achieving our aims and goals. And it often comes in basic form. Do you know, would you believe it? Such as getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly. They're three classic ones right there, what build the foundation of self-discipline. But although these activities, they all sound easy to accomplish. Do you ever say a word and the more you say it, the more stranger it sounds? Or is it just me? Accomplish. Words sometimes sound fucking weird, don't they? Accomplish. Anyway, sorry about that. Back to the video. I got distracted there. I do apologise. It's crazy, isn't it, how the mind can do this. I do it quite often with some words, and the more I say it, the more that word doesn't make sense. But it's actually the word I need. Do you ever get like that? Or is it just me being a div? And although these activities sound easy to accomplish, they can be rather challenging to maintain, honestly, in the short term. And you really have to peel yourself off the comfort couch and drag yourself to the task at hand. But once you maintain doing this with consistency, the benefits can really significantly outweigh the temporary challenges. Stick this saying inside your noggin: temporary discomfort paves the way for lasting rewards. So I want to just dive into this a little bit further about getting a good night's sleep. You know, getting a good night's sleep, it can be very hard to take yourself up to the dancers and go to bed early, especially when there's just one more Netflix episode to watch, or you haven't caught up to date with what's going on in the social media world. Oh, look, someone's eating pasta for dinner, and ooh, Sue's got a new fence. There's that couple that look happy together in the photo, when I know deep down they're not fucking happy together. You know, everyone is following the science. Ooh, the fantasy land of social media. And you also have to do that thing where it looks like you're miming to butter bread, but instead it's with your index finger in your phone. You know what I mean? Like that. So you can see that. But these steaming piles of short little snippet dopamine fixes, they'll still be there the next day, and the next day, and the fucking next day. And are they really that important enough to lose sleep over? Oh, but if I don't watch that one more Netflix episode, what will I talk about to Fag Ashley in the office tomorrow? Getting a good night's sleep can also increase our energy and focus, and it leads to a more productive day, and also give you a fighting chance to be able to stick to your routines and adhere to self-discipline. You know, as compared to waking up and feel all groggy and tired, and it just makes you feel like crap, doesn't it? And having sufficient sleep, to me, is the most important thing to self-discipline, because lack of it will also decrease the energy levels, which can have a knock-on effect, as you may not feel like doing all the other things. You won't have the energy to exercise. You might also reach for the junk food cupboard, because it's quick, easy, and comforts the emotional feeling of being fucking knackered and tired. Now, let's just touch on it a little bit, but let's also have a brief encounter with the benefits of exercise and eating a balanced diet. You know, doing exercise regularly, it can boost our confidence and overall well-being, gets us in shape, and it's beneficial to our overall health. You know, eating a balanced diet can also have positive effects on our physical and mental health. But it's not just about finding a diet that enables you to lose weight. Honestly, it's about finding a different way of eating making it part of your lifestyle and something you can see yourself doing in a year's time from now. If you can't see yourself doing it in a year's time from now, then you may as well fucking forget it. Yeah, because it might help you lose a bit of weight in the short term, but can you stick to it? If you're not going to stick to it, then best of luck to you, because within weeks of coming off that diet and falling back into the dirty, junky, filthy eating ways, all the weight lost is going to come back. And as a little bit more of a nice welcome back gift, each time you go to back to your old ways and eventually pick another diet, it's going to get harder to shift because the weight comes back. Your body remembers the yo-yo dieting and tries to outwit you and cling on more to your fatty meat suit. So each time you do stuff like this in yo-yo diet, you're just going to pound more weight on. So if you can't see yourself doing it in a year's time from now, fuck it off. Now, so think about the last time you accomplished something that you're truly proud of. Did it come from that little bit of motivation, that little outburst of motivation you had? Or was it the result of consistent effort and repetition, showing up for yourself even when you didn't feel like it? More often than not, I bet it was the latter. Because self-discipline is what separates the achievers from the dreamers and the make-believers. So let me ask you this, yeah? Are you relying solely on motivation to achieve your goals, or are you cultivating self-discipline? Remember, self-discipline equals freedom. By building self-discipline, you'll have the power to control your thoughts, your habits and your actions, and it'll enable you to achieve success in every aspect of your life. So anyway, here's a couple of tips for you, and don't forget to stick around until the end, because I'll be giving you some much needed advice on getting you started on cultivating self-discipline into working it into a routine. Just as a side note as well, you've got to be stronger than your excuses, because they will arise, and the reason why they will arise is because you have subconsciously stored the excuses for almost everything. It'll be like this, or, oh, I have to start the diet Monday, or I'm too tired to do it today, or some bit of drama happened so I can't start being self-disciplined today, or I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? The excuses just come on and come on. You're always going to find an excuse because your subconscious stored about 100 excuses for each scenario. So you can always wriggle yourself out of it. Yeah, but you're only letting yourself down. Good way to do this as well is to write shit down, create structure, create yourself a routine, and reward yourself at the end of the task. Not before them, because when you do it before them, you won't do the fucking tasks, believe me. There is no number of set days for forming a new habit and storing it into the subconscious mind. The time required for a habit to become automatic and ingrained in the subconscious mind, it can vary, and it depends on a number of variety of factors, including the individual, such as the complexity of the habit, individual differences, subjectiveness, and the consistency of practice. It's important to remember that it is a very subjective matter and will be completely different from one person to the next. There are some studies out there that suggest that it may take anywhere from 21 days, but it could be up to 66 days, or, it can go on and on and on. It all depends on the individual to form the new habit. While others indicate that it can take much longer. However, it's important to note that the number of days it takes to form a habit is not the most important factor, because again, it will vary from person to person. But what matters most is consistency, repetition, and reinforcement over the habit over time. Ultimately, the formation of new habits, it's a process that involves both conscious and subconscious processes. Repetition and consistency practice, it helps to strengthen the neural connections associated with the habit, gradually making it more automatic and ingrained within the subconscious mind, which is what this channel's all about, telling yourself better stories to create better habits to store in there. So here's that little bonus anyway, what I said I was going to put in the end. How are you going to get started in creating self-discipline? Well, I'm going to tell you here, and I'm going to make it more easier to integrate into your life, bit by bit. So here's how we get started. It's quite a simple challenge really for you. Pick one area of your life where you want to improve your self-discipline. and commit to taking one small action every day for the next 21 days. Whether it's exercising for just 10 minutes a day, reading 10 minutes before bed, or practicing a new skill, just do it for 10 minutes a day. You might want to get up a bit earlier. Set your alarm for just 5 minutes earlier than you usually get up, then 10 minutes earlier, then 15 minutes earlier, until you've got a set time at what time you want to get up. Doing these things for 10 minutes a day, it's starting small, and the key is to start small and be consistent. And over time, these small actions, they'll all add up. And you'll find that your self-discipline has grown stronger, and you automatically want to increase the time allocated to whatever you've chosen. So, what are you waiting for? Take the 21-day challenge now and start building your self-discipline today. Let me know how you get on in the comments. Give it a try and let me know. Okay, brilliant stuff. Well, that's it for this week's Subconscious Story, folks, and I hope you've found value in the content once again. And if you have, please like, share and subscribe, as it helps the stories to thrive, stay alive and get into that subconscious mind. Until next time.